Hello everyone, this is Sheila Shaffie and welcome back to ProcessArc's channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the role of automation as it applies to client experience. Now, I know that there's a lot of startup companies that have automation or the fact that you can interface predominantly with them through a digital channel as part of their core value proposition. But is that the way every company should directionally head? Meaning, should they start automating every part of their process in order to predominantly interface with their customer in a digital way? And the answer is actually, and surprisingly, no. And let me explain why I'm saying this. If we go back to an earlier video where we talked about the critical elements that drive client experience, we talked about three main elements that again drive CX. That had to do with giving people a sense of empowerment, meaning that they can interplay with you or interface with you in any way that they want, whether that means coming into a branch or going on a website or just using their iPad or phone through a mobile device in order to do the transactions that they want. So empowerment was one key factor driving client experience. The second element was around feeling that they have you as an advocate so that they trust you and that they see transparency in the way you conduct business with them. And the last pillar that drives client experience is simplicity. So the easier it is to do business with you, the more they are happy and they're more willing to interface with you. So you can understand how automation can play a very important role in impacting those three pillars. When you have automation, there is little need for you to actually provide forms in a physical way or ask for ink signatures or ask for anyone to come into a branch. So intuitively, you would think that you're killing two birds with one stone with automation. You are taking operational expenses out and at the same time you're improving client experience. But it's really not that simple. There are points in a customer's journey that is so emotionally charged, that leaves such a deep impression in the client and their experience with you, that you want to make sure that you have a human loop in play, meaning that even though you may have automated that part of the process, you also provide the opportunity for the customer to interface with you, one-on-one, human to human, because that's where trust gets reinforced. If you have a customer that may have not been 100% on board in terms of how they feel about your company, having that human interaction and reducing the emotional charge at that point in the process really improves the impression of that customer with you. Now, let me talk about one process in particular. In the insurance industry, there has been a tremendous push around automating the claims process, and you can understand why that is. It's very laborious, there's a lot of steps, it's a high risk activity for insurance companies, and that's 100% okay to have a purely 100% automated channel for doing the claims process. But that's an example of a highly charged, emotionally charged point in a customer's journey where something bad has taken place and they just want to make sure that you have their back. And so even though you've provided a digital way for them to interface with you, it also makes tremendous sense to also have people involved on your end in the process to make sure that the customer feels comfortable with what's happening. Knowing what parts of the process to fully automate versus ensuring that you also have humans in the loop in those parts of the process can turn a skeptical customer into a loyal one that is going to be your advocate for a lifetime. So again, the answer around automation and client experience is not clear-cut. Just because we have the opportunity to automate a part of the process, it doesn't mean we should. What we really need to understand is how that part of the process impacts the customer and the impression that we leave on them. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I wanted to keep it short and sweet. If you have any particular comments or questions around automation and client experience and whether or not you should automate that part of the process, please make sure you leave a comment down below, and I look forward to seeing you again next week.